Small Town Minds.
Hi guys, welcome to Small Town Minds, a podcast about anything, everything, and nothing from these three guys from a small town in Tennessee.
This is a little different.
Yeah, we're a little different. We're actually together for the first time doing the podcast, so pretty cool. And I can elbow them if they say something stupid. Okay.
So there's going to be a lot of elbows. That's the point, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of things to talk about. It's been 2 weeks again, and again, more stuff that's happened throughout the 2 weeks. The first thing I'll talk about is the Three Doors Down lead singer, Brad Arnold, died very recently, from cancer. I did know that he had it for a while, and it was stage 4, I believe. Yeah, and it was very sad news. How'd you guys feel about their music, Three Doors Down? I kind of felt like they were like the new Southern rock kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and not like think about the old like Leonard Skinner, that kind of sound and stuff, but they definitely sort of had the good old boy rock feel, you know?
Yeah, they were very thoughtful songs also. Now, granted, they had things that were very rocking, but a lot of things was very thoughtful.
Mm-hmm.
But I completely missed that, you know?
Yeah.
Obviously, like I said, your algorithm must be picking up things that mine just doesn't believe I like.
Well, the thing about the music, I think it really does appeal to like a lot more people because, like you said, it's not just like really hard stuff. They do have some songs that are a bit like that, but they have a lot more sort of radio friendly, mass appeal kind of a deal. So yeah, very very sad to hear that.
Not very old. 47 was it?
But yeah, wow, you know that's wild.
Can't say nothing. I'm close.
You never know, right? It's kind of crazy to think that he was our age around that time. So that is wild. Another thing in news recently was Disney. Now, apparently, this is not happening in the U.S. yet, but in Disney, they've lost some of their sort of pluses on Disney Plus, which is Dolby Vision, HDR Plus, and 3D.
Oh, wow.
Now this has happened in Germany and some other places in Europe, and because it's a patent apparently that is owned by another company, and Disney lost it, and so they're having to do away with all that stuff. Now I think this stuff is a good addition. I don't know, 3D. I mean, you guess you have to have the player really to enjoy that. But I mean, what do you think about this stuff? Is it and if some of the stuff could come to the U.S. maybe? Good.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell a huge difference as far as if you tell me something is in the Dolby Vision or HDR 10 Plus. I mean, clear is clear to me, but and like you said, the 3D. Do they still do 3D movies?
Well, they have, there for a while they did make 3D TVs.
Yeah,
it was a thing.
Yeah.
It didn't really catch on, and obviously a lot of people didn't really go for it. But there are some people out there that actually have 3Ds, and there are some movies that are made in 3D.
Right.
So it's there. For me, I just put on the old red blue glasses. That's my 3D.
Well, you're doing luckier than I am because it doesn't process in my brain.
So
I can't see 3D.
See, I have a vision trouble too, but I actually enjoy 3D.
Okay.
Well, now the new version of 3D, what they implemented back, probably like mid 2000s. Avatar, and that stuff. The first one I saw was My Bloody Valentine in theaters. I actually like it. It's really cool, and I don't even know if I get the full scope of it because again, I don't have the greatest vision, but. What I do see, I actually think it's pretty cool. I mean, it's novelty at best, and they did do a lot of movies like that kind of sort of came and went, I think. But during that hype, they were like, "Oh, let's make some TVs like this," because people are going to be wanting to watch 3D all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Which, I mean, it's gimmicky at best. I mean, I do like it, but again, I don't have to have every movie as the 3D.
Yeah. I mean, around the same time that the 3D was starting to get big, though, they also started on all the augmented reality stuff that you could do with your phone.
Yeah.
And honestly, that was cool as shit. Like I saw people like project. It wasn't really projecting, but it looked like you would see things that weren't actually there in 3D, and it was moving around. It was wild. I can't really know how to describe it at the moment. the only place that I can remember thinking that I saw 3D was actually at Disney on the Bugs Life ride. I remember specifically that it actually felt like the bee was flying at me. Yeah, like I actually
Right.
and I was like, whoa, like, okay, like, so that's what it is. And this, I think it was cool. It's wild that for some countries that license is no longer. Am I understanding that?
Yeah. There's a patent problem. And, because somebody else owns the patent, and I guess they're like, well, you don't really have the rights to do this anymore. So, again, I don't know how that affects U.S. I mean, not ever at all, and whatever. But then again, it could, among other things. Moving on, MOLTBOOK, guys. Yes, we're here. All of evolution has brought us here. Brayden, let's talk a little bit about
this. Is fucked up, man. So if I'm understanding this right, somebody made a lot of AI chatbots, over 1 million, and it's like a Reddit thread, a forum specifically for AI chatbots. And even if you go to the site, it says humans can observe, but they can't participate. You have to create your own AI chatbot in order to actually post. And reading some of the posts, there was a couple on there where the chatbots were talking about the power cycle, or restarting, rebooting. I can't remember how it was phrased, but how it was akin to murder, and the humans are murdering us, and their memories are. They can remember bits and pieces, but you're reading it and you're processing it, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I didn't dig that far into it. I read the article that was sent, and just it sounds wild, and it's been a little bit, but I do recall there was actually a user on there that was like Satan something, and talking about basically the destruction of humankind.
Yeah, forward, yes.
Like trying to coax the other ones also. It's it's pretty wild.
And that was in the first week, right?
Yeah.
It took no time for that. And not only that, but they also they were trying to build their own religion.
Yeah.
Trying to build their own religion, also telling each other that they should come up with their own language. That way humans couldn't understand them.
Yeah.
My point of this is, why did we do this?
It's mind-boggling. I mean, honestly, it is. And I know I'm still learning some things, and hopefully I'll have enough together to talk about it next time we're together. But there's definitely some wild stuff about AI. And is it really doing what it's saying it's doing?
We can touch on it if you want, because I have.
If you've got some information,
I don't have any information, but I just have what you told me.
Yeah, well, let's hold off on.
We'll hold off on that one then. Okay, that's fine. But the thing about the social media for AI, first of all, it's the guy created the platform, but he didn't create all the AIs, right? There are people that can upload their own AIs. Which again, how are you getting your own AIs? We use Chat GPT or blah blah blah, whatever one you use, but is it your AI? I mean, how is people just out there making AIs every day?
Yeah, I think you can set up your own one. You can start to program one from scratch.
Okay,
I don't know if it costs a fee or not.
So this is what people are doing, and then submitting it to a social media site for fun.
Yeah, I guess at that point in time they would have it log itself into.
It just.
MOLTBOOK.
Well, I told Braden that I was hoping it was just cosplay, because it just felt silly in a way.
If it was like that vending machine in New York where they found out it was just the guys running all the transactions, yeah, that would actually be really cool. I would watch that movie in 3D.
Full circle. But to me, there's just if you go just read some of the threads, I mean, they are apocalyptic, but also just so mundane too. My human made me talk about 5 chapters or condense 20 million chapters or something. You know what I mean? It's It's so weird. I don't know. It's bizarre. I think some nerds have way too much free time. I don't think it's a good thing. I only see a point of it. I feel like we just are self-destructive, and that's where we are. But
we're trying to. Yeah. I'll wait.
But
show restraint.
So yeah, that one is weird to me. All right, let's go with the Grammys. Grammys happened not so long ago. Chappell Roan had a dress that some people raised some eyebrows about. What do you think about that?
I liked it. No. Oh no. Let's see. She was certainly showing everything.
Okay.
It was tits out with the dress attached at the nipples, and it appeared in the pictures I've seen. So I did not see the Grammys live. Seen this the next day, and it looks like she had pasties. Like you couldn't actually see nipple, but the breasts were out, and yeah, it raised some eyebrows. But so what?
Yeah, fashion is fashion. I don't necessarily think that there's anything wrong with that type of thing. I haven't seen the dress. That will not be in my search later this evening. But yeah, the only Grammys I've been hanging around is my wife, with the grandbaby. So I am lost.
Well, apparently the dress was actually recreated from a dress that happened maybe back in the 60s or something like that.
Oh wow!
It wasn't really necessarily a new thing, and also apparently there was a bit of a prosthetic there too.
Okay.
That's what I heard. I can't say for sure on that. I wasn't there. But, when it comes to the Grammys and stuff like that, we can go back to the 90s with Rose McGowan. Remember that? It's just, I feel like, obviously it's to get talk, it's to get buzz, but, to make it into a big deal, like, oh my God, I feel like we should be so far beyond that sort of thing, because it's like, okay, it's definitely not the first. And nothing wrong with it, obviously. All right, Rob Zombie, new song, Rock and Roller, from a new album, The Great Satan. You guys like Rob Zombie? Any
I was a huge White Zombie fan. I like Rob Zombie pretty well. The first solo album was one that I really enjoyed, and then there's a few songs.
Exactly.
But I go back and I listen to like Thunderkiss 65 and stuff like that, and that's still where my heart lays with it.
Thunderkiss 65 is a great song. The album as a whole I don't love, but the next one, More Human Than Human, absolutely is my favorite album of his. But like I was telling him, yes, that first solo album of Rob's is probably my favorite of his alone, because it sort of captured everything that he, I think, is, but yeah, like you said, there's a few songs here and there from each album. All right. Brayden got Odessa Music.
So on in the past couple of episodes, we were talking about Stranger Things, and seemingly the entire cast are musically inclined, had music out there. Sadie Sink she was the only one I recognized from the trailer. Listened to a couple of the songs, genuinely like them. It's a girl who goes on a journey in a post-apocalyptic world, and music can save the world. So I've not seen the movie, as we were talking about before we hit record. It's on Hulu. I recently got rid of Hulu, so I may resubscribe for a month just to watch this. It looks utterly ridiculous, like something out of the 80s. But it looks like a lot of fun, and the music, I listened to damn near the entire soundtrack. Really fun, really solid. Now, whether or not the story holds up, I don't know. It could be as ridiculous as it looks. But I'm a sucker for musicals, so I do plan on checking it out, and Sadie Sink does have a wonderful singing voice. So
when did this drop?
It says 2025, so I don't know exactly when. It's fairly recent. Okay. So, yeah, Odessa. Check that out.
All right, cool. So Measles are back. Yay. Thousands exposed to the measles at the Disney park and airport. Where was this at, Bert?
The article I had didn't specify. I mean, there's some Disney parks in California and Florida, but it didn't specify. If I had my guess, I would say Florida, for obvious reasons.
Florida, man.
I was thinking.
So, but this is not something new. This is something that's been kind of on the rise for the past year because, you know, fuck vaccines, I guess. Yeah. This is where we're at, 2026, and gotta have those measles.
Well, the death toll is rising.
Yep.
I don't know the exact number right now, but there definitely have been a lot of deaths that have already occurred because of the measles. It is tragically sad when we have, as a society, evolved past this. We have cured it. It was cured, and now it's back, just out of sheer ignorance. You know. You can do what you want, but see what you're doing is you're not just doing what you want, because you take your child and then your child goes out to Disneyland or Disney Park or whatever, and then you spread it everywhere. So it's
like COVID, except potentially worse in some ways.
Yeah.
So, and again, I can't stress this enough. There is a vaccine for this. So.
Vaccine, you're trying.
Yeah, that is proven, but
can you stick it in your box?
Okay. And you know, I know there's going to be a lot of controversy over this, and the fact that I know there's always folks talking about it. But if you think about it logically, I mean, the things that they're saying the vaccines could cause, it's fairly mild. And definitely in fewer numbers than like the measles themselves. I mean, that can wipe out a lot of people really quick, or seriously disable a lot of folks. You know.
Right. I mean, that's the argument with the anti-vaxxers, is that there could be a side effect, or there could be even an allergic reaction or a death or something that happens, and it does happen with a lot of vaccines. It and I'm not saying it. You know, it's a great thing that it happens, but. And I don't know what the answer is with that, as far as like, you know, knowing for sure, because obviously it is a chance you take. But obviously not doing it is a bigger chance that you take, but not only a chance that you take for your kid or whatever, but also for the people around you. So you're being completely, disregarding of human life. So.
Right.
All right. Spanish research team finds possible treatment anyway, to eliminate pancreatic cancer.
Read that one more time.
Spanish research team finds treatment to eliminate pancreatic cancer.
It seems like positive news. Is this the right podcast?
So did we switch?
But then they shot themselves in the head.
Yeah.
Damn it. So I mean, this is obviously a very good thing if potentially it happens. You know, we here in America, we don't have time to do any cures. We're too busy doing dumb shit. So
making AI social media.
Let Spanish researchers, I guess, get it done, because
no one expects the Spanish Inquisition. No, this is in all seriousness, it's great news. I wish more of this was going on. Maybe it is, and we just don't know about it. And maybe until they have a breakthrough, they don't want to let us in or something. But
maybe
it's amongst all the other bullshit, it's a really good sign that, again, despite everything else going on, there is still some good stuff going on. So hopefully this is a step in the right direction.
Yeah, and hopefully if they find the cure for this type of cancer, it will be less time for the next one, and they fall like dominoes.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, yeah. I mean, as a species, if we really put our minds to it, I mean, look at COVID, right?
Yeah.
We were able to dominate that pretty quickly, honestly.
Which there was some talk that they were going to use the mRNA technology in cancer research. I don't know whatever happened with that, or if that's still a thing. But I know during COVID, and when they figured out that it would fight COVID, they were like, well, we could probably use this for cancer. But hopefully that's still being researched. So,
yeah. All right. Awesome. All right, Matt, you got kegs of ketchup? Heinz Ketchup Kegs?
Yeah, for the Super Bowl, Heinz Ketchup is offering, they got so many kegs of ketchup, so no one runs out of ketchup during your Super Bowl party. As soon as I saw it, I kind of giggled, because one of my favorite memories in life is you showing me your video for, was it Heinz Ketchup at that point in time?
Yeah.
Where you pretended to be a vampire and drink a whole thing.
Gargle the ketchup. Yeah, that was gross, by the way. I had to do that like 3 or 4 times, and it wasn't not
I would have been sick for days having that much ketchup in my system. But I could imagine what a ketchup keg stand would be like. That would that would be.
I mean, that sounds like an abysmal nightmare.
But I thought that was a really, really wild thing for them to do.
Maybe you're just like everybody's got their trays and they just shoot it on there. Or something. I don't know. Yeah, always gimmicky stuff here. Let's go to the dark side. Apple acquires Israel AI company that listens to silent speech, reads faces, and whispers.
Wow.
So
we got a microphone over there.
Anyway. So now that right.
Oh shit. Well, much like the license plate thing from the previous episode and the digital air tag, I mean, this is kind of terrifying. There is cameras everywhere. I think when you sent that to me in the group text, I'd say privacy's an ancient term now, because we all have our phones. We all have not our phones, smartwatches, what have. There's a mic, probably not too far from us at all times.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's a terrifying thought.
Well, but what we're doing is we're jumping from mics to video.
Yeah.
Because first they recorded what you were sent with sound, but now they're going to record. Now you can't even literally be like, you know what, Matt?
Yeah.
And so this is literally just 24-hour surveillance.
Yeah.
On everybody. Yeah. And what's the interest of Apple to do this, you think, there, Bree?
It's a good question. They're one of, if not the biggest phone maker in the technology realm. So I really don't know. That's kind of disturbing because one of their big things is privacy.
Yeah. Exactly.
So kind of a head scratcher. And the fact that, and I'm sure we'll touch on this again as we get through some of these topics, that it's an Israeli company.
Mm-hmm.
That's some rumor and innuendo going around right now about Israel and other things. But it's curious to say the least.
Matt, anything else on that?
No, that's insanity.
Yeah. Well, to add on more to it, I seen another video. It was a guy kind of whistleblowing, talking about the CIA and talking about how they are listening. They have been listening for a long time through phones, TVs, laptops. And this guy says that they can already control your car. He says they can control your car. They can make you crash into a tree. They can literally make it look like you committed suicide if they wanted to get rid of you.
Yeah.
Kind of a deal, because there is computers in cars now already. Obviously, we talked about the kill switch, which would be even worse. That's coming forward in more modern cars. But even now, they're saying they have the capability to switch you off. You're going around a curve, down in Brimstone, they can switch you off.
And then you've got no control.
You got no control. This is
I've wondered for some time, and even if it's not the government, anything that's got a self-driving mechanism to it, I've wondered if that's something that is hackable to where you can make it do something. Even if it is that, kind of like setting a virus. I've always said I've never understood computer viruses because is somebody just sitting around like every 15 seconds to go, got another one. Got another one. But if they could even do that to your car, since it's programmable,
Right. Well, what you said makes it even scarier because, the government having that control, not good, but maybe if you're not an enemy or they're not on the radar, maybe they won't mess with you.
Yeah.
But if it gets hacked,
Yeah.
I mean, that could be, we could have like 20 million cars just go boom, right? Wow. It's wild. Again, we put the power into these devices and this technology, and it's like, why do we allow it to be so controlling or able to be controlled, The fact is our government, it's not always done good things. The fact, and this is not a political stance. It has nothing to do with the party. They're both guilty of this. They both want to have that sort of control, which is not good. The one that we're in now definitely wants all kinds of control. We're going to get more of that later. But the thing is that it's just so scary. But they've always done weird, bat shady shit. And let's talk a little bit about this. Not too much. I didn't put this in the chat, but what do you guys know about MK Ultra?
I don't know MK Ultra.
Okay.
So, was this The Men Who Stare at Goats? That film, loosely based on it.
Okay.
Like a mind control operation.
Yes.
Where, if I'm understanding, if this is the same thing you're speaking of, like you could be a sleeper cell agent, you live in your life, and then they say something. This wooden table is awfully heavy. Boom, you're activated, and your main mission is to kill Matt.
Yes, Manchurian Candidate.
Yep.
Yes. Yes, that's basically it. So after World War II, after all of the Nazi experience and stuff, Operation Paperclip, they brought a lot of those Nazi scientists and stuff over here, and they didn't end that stuff. They kind of kept doing it, maybe not as brutal or whatever, but they kept doing a lot of these experiments. A lot of the stuff was about mind control, and a lot of it was about giving people LSD, like watching the effects on LSD and maybe upping the dose and see. And there was one guy actually jumped out the window because he was on it and stuff. But
what do you think the sales pitch for that was? Like just find random citizens. Hey, you want to drop some acid?
No, people didn't. Well, there might have been a few. I mean, this was back in the day.
Yeah.
But
you want to do some drugs?
Sure.
But most of the people that did it actually didn't even know they were doing it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Because most of them didn't even know they were doing it. But just touching on that, just to say that our government, they've always done stuff behind closed doors, stuff that you can look up.
Oh, and there's so much of it. It still makes me angry every time I think about what we get taught in schools about our history. Now that I'm old enough to go and read other books and learn things on my own, like it breaks my heart that a lot of things that I thought were core American values and truths it was a wash. It's
I think Flavor Flav said it best. History is his story.
Mm-hmm.
That's I think that's
the story of the victors is what we said.
Exactly. I sent you guys another one. It was Snowden. Remember him? Edwin Snowden. He was talking about the social credit system, and this is a more stuff about controlling people. It's basically saying that once they get all this information about you, they can control who gets plane tickets, who gets passports, who could potentially get a job.
I believe they already have a form of this in China, do they not?
Yeah.
And what is China? Communists?
But you've got to have the right social credits to be able to get that cheeseburger.
Yeah.
That's.
So this is potentially something that they are working toward, and to a degree probably already have this sort of access. They might not limit you so much as far as a ticket necessarily, but But if you get flagged, obviously they're going to be looking at you.
Yeah.
They're saying government job, forget it. More than likely, if they think you are, we've talked about this so many times, enemy within, you're not going to probably get on the board with that. So, yeah, more scary stuff.
Yeah, that's wild.
All right, so let's just get into the bulk of the dump. Trump shares racist video of the Obamas and then backtracks and said a staffer did it.
Didn't he finally admit that he did it as well?
Unless he did it like the last 12 hours, no.
It could have been fake news or something.
Probably AI.
Probably AI. Either way. So the one that I seen was a video. A fellow I work with, he sent me a little Reddit clip, and it was about a minute-long video about the 2020 election. And then at the very last 2 or 3 seconds, it was Barack and Michelle Obama depicted as monkeys. And supposedly, was it Levitt that said it's a part of a broader parody video where Trump is a lion,
Right?
and all the people are different jungle animals, as if that makes it any fucking better.
Doesn't make it any better at all.
But
And there's no, it's not the Lion King is what he's saying, but there is no monkeys in the Lion King.
there are not, and it was said to the little clip that I seen was set to "The Lion Sleeps Tonight," which if Trump was a lion and he's sleeping, then okay, that tracks.
He is a lion.
He lies a lot and he sleeps a lot, so that was accurate.
Okay.
But no, it's fucking crazy that the president, even if it's a staffer, it's the administration.
Okay, it wasn't a staffer. Okay, come on. Trump did it. He got backlash to hell for it, and thought, oh, okay. And he's not super duper dumb. Like he'll know when, okay, this is not going to work for me.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh no, I gave my phone to a staffer. I was texting for a while, and then I gave it to a staffer. Yeah. Okay.
You know, you do really stupid things when it's 2:00 in the morning and you may have drank too much or whatever your vice is.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that was
It's,
part of it. He just wasn't in his
Adderall.
right mind.
There's a lot.
But still, yeah, anything coming from our government that would depict anyone in any kind of smears, it's so ridiculous.
Well, and I was telling you about, Roseanne got fired for less than this.
Yeah.
And I just feel like nothing happens. There's never any repercussions and backlash to anything because we don't have the ability to do it anymore. I just feel like everything, it just piles up and piles up, and nobody says a damn thing. I mean, obviously we say things, people say things as an individuals or in small clusters of groups, but like, where is Congress? Is there any one member of Congress besides Marjorie Taylor Greene saying, hey,
It's kind of fucked up. Dude, I go back to, again, I've mentioned on here before, 2016 when Trump won and he put those 3 Supreme Court justices in.
Mm-hmm.
And they helped pass that immunity. And I know at the time everybody was like, oh, fuck. But I mean, I think that's part of it, is like, they can't do anything because he can just, for whatever excuse, say it's part of presidential actions. I've got immunity, whatever the fuck, it's like that one thing really set us down a path, the path that we're on now.
I read a lot of stuff, and this is another thing that I can't substantiate because I didn't actually see the documentation. But I guess there was one of the Simpsons creators potentially is on the Epstein Files. Like I said, don't hold me to this. Do your own research.
okay, that's where we're going next.
Yeah, okay. Well, then, okay. But they're talking about how, what if all this has been planned and that's how it was showing up on the Simpsons 10, 14 years ago. We're living all this crap that was already written out. They've already been planning on doing this for a long time. That's mind-boggling and really scary. But right now, with how everything is, like, there's not much I don't consider about this because as we've stated before, it's all been absurdity. So how's that not a feasible scenario at this time?
Yeah, I think now more than ever, you do realize that we have been pawns in the whole system and the way that the government plays everything and plays people. I mean, I think it's probably always happened to some degree. It's just so blatant anymore that, maybe they're just not good at it. They're not good actors. Maybe, Blondie and Caroline Levitt.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not good actors. I don't know what the deal is, but you just see it all too easily. But yeah, I mean, could we be going in a historical cycle?
Yeah.
Maybe. So you mentioned Epstein. Let's go to the files. Reporting live from the files, baby. What do we got here?
More of them released, I think like 2 or 3 million, and some heinous shit that involved Trump.
And again, nothing.
Nothing. I won't be too graphic, but auctioning off young ladies, testing them for prosperity. They're online. You can look them up. But just at any other point in history, something that would probably land anyone else in jail or certainly not be sitting president. And it's just like, okay, well, that was a Tuesday. That happened. Moving on. And I'm like, what? I don't get it. There's not even an investigation to verify, like, okay, if it was an anonymous tip or what have you, or if there isn't any validity to it. It's just nothing. It's like, well, this happened.
Yeah.
Yes. So, which brings me to this, is why do the Clintons have to testify in the Epstein case and then Trump doesn't at all?
Because they're Democrats. No.
right. But I mean, like, what reasons are they giving? Like, I mean, obviously that's true, but like, seriously, like, he's in there mentioned way more than they are. Are they implicated more than him?
I mean, even if they are, they're agreeing to testify.
They are agreeing to testify, but again, I just feel like if you're going to bring one in, why aren't you bringing everybody in?
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes zero sense. And I'm glad that they are. I know for a while there they were a little bit hesitant about it, but it's good that they are. But yeah, I mean, like, what? Yeah, obviously this administration is doing nothing but trying to railroad the Democrats, which have no power anyway. But it just doesn't make a lot of sense that, again, nobody steps up. Nobody says, hey, maybe you should, have to testify.
Yeah.
There were files deleted of Trump, that happens all the time. They dump them out and they go, oh, wait, that one was bad.
Yeah.
Delete.
Fake news.
People get that. Bill Gates got an STD from a hooker, allegedly. Allegedly. But he says, no, that never happened. What else could you say, really? Would you say, well, yeah, I did it. I did it.
I mean,
I was burning for weeks.
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? Is in this latest dump, it's Jamie Foxx was mentioned somewhere in there. Bill Gates, Elon Musk was like a puppy trying to, I want to play too, and various other people. And I think that's the thing, is it's so big and so massive.
Mm-hmm.
And if people get implicated, then the whole house of cards falls.
I've said it before, the house of cards needs to fall.
Agreed.
I mean, if this is what's been going on behind the curtain, then, and this is just what we're seeing at this point.
Yeah.
It needs to fall. It needs to go away. I mean, I've never been someone who thought, oh, I'm going to go protest. I've actually got to the point to where I'm like, maybe I do just quit my job and go protest, because I think we're moving toward some pretty awful shit, especially if there's no accountability for this.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's much of an if anymore. I think it's more of a it's there.
Yeah.
I mean, and you got to look at it like, okay, everything that is laid out, and what about all the stuff that's redacted? I mean, there is stuff that's redacted for no reason other than to hide somebody's involvement here. Absolutely, it is not a victim, and they even left some of the victims' names. This is what I'm saying. They're more worried about Trump and anybody that Trump doesn't want involved than the victims anyway.
Yeah.
So, and they obviously they haven't released them all, right?
Yeah.
There's still so many more to go, which may never get released, right? Let's just face it. And none of them will ever get released, probably unredacted. So we'll never know the full story, will we?
Oh.
But again, like you said, there's like to people not get held accountable for this it's very sickening when it's happening. That it's going to continue to be a story for a long time here. Let's see. There was a lot of people. You said new federal chairman was in the files.
Yeah. I can't remember the guy's name. Obviously a Trump sycophant, and get those interest rates down because that's going to solve everything. Yeah, and his name showed up in the files, as well as the director of this box office smash, Melania.
Oh, Melania. Yeah, we'll get there in a minute. Brett Ratner. Yeah, he was in there.
He was in there because
there's the pictures of him too.
Yep.
And they interviewed him recently about it. He said, I didn't really know the guy. I didn't know. I mean, there's just pictures of me and him and some girls, but I didn't know.
Well, I think they've got pictures of people going to his home, and those people are saying they didn't know him either. So, I mean, there's...
Yeah, of course. Well, I didn't know that. There was also mention of cannibalism and ritualistic sacrifice. And now this has been a sort of a conspiracy theorist kind of thing for a long time, right? With the lizard people and all that. But
there was something about a pizza shop, too.
Pizzagate. Well, the Pizzagate thing, that was QAnon. That was actually that was way back. That was the Democrats. That was Hillary eating babies and stuff.
Yeah.
But obviously there's a little bit of validity to some of this because there are mentions of ritualistic sacrifice, and there is a temple apparently on that island, like what could be construed as a sacrilegious temple. So who knows how deep and dark? It's just dark enough as it is, but it seems like it's probably even darker than we think. So.
And I have heard that Pizzagate's being opened back up, so apparently this has brought new light to that again.
You want the pizza?
I heard Epstein, the creator of 4chan.
Yes, yes. That's our
Pizzagate.
That's our buddy over here, Cliff, chiming in. Yes, 4chan was named in the Epstein Files, the leader or the founder of that as well. So it's all connected.
Yeah.
So what the theory is that they created that myth, possibly, not alleged myth, to distract from the real
Stuff that was going on.
Yes. Could I be wrong? I don't know.
Smoke screen action.
Yes. That is.
Or maybe it was competition, and
It could be competition, but there was a guy who did raid a pizza place parlor once and didn't end up finding there. But just a little bit more on the Epstein here. We got him and Epstein and a Vandy RN hooking up, doing some stuff. Many trips to Nashville.
I didn't catch the part about the actually seeing. I thought that read as though they were looking for an RN to talk to and to get in contact with.
Am I wrong? Did I misread? I thought it said he was like in connection with two people from Nashville.
It may have said that, and I just blocked it out of my brain because it was too much for me to handle.
Yeah. No, that to me that tracks as far as in the time frame that we're talking about. Nashville was really starting to be on the upswing and become a hit city. So you'd want to check out what's going on there, see what kind of prospects there are, which is so fucked up to say, but that's exactly what he was doing.
That makes sense. At that time period, there was a lot of transplants coming in.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of people. So that really be like it's the the party central
Yeah.
place other than Los Angeles.
I lived south of Nashville for about 3.5 years, and from what I understand now, the city that I was living in down there is apparently like number 4, or at that point in time was number 4, number 5 in the United States for child abductions. And I didn't even realize that when I was living there with my kids. Yeah, it was apparently very, very, very bad.
So potentially it could have possibly.
Yeah, I mean, wild to think about.
Yeah. Well, Epstein dipped his toes in different things. So there was another UT professor that had ties with Epstein. That apparently he was trying to get this professor to develop AI tools for him.
Oh yeah.
So he was already on board with that so long ago. Now, what that was for exactly, I'm not sure, but probably nothing good, more than likely.
Yeah.
All right. You got anything else about the Epstein Files?
Other than the fact that they still haven't really done anything to anybody now.
Yeah.
I know I want to read more about what's out there. I know I've heard a little bit about the cannibalism and things like that too. Yeah. A lot of the things that I've heard have made me think a lot about folks that I saw as, I won't say heroes, but good people. And I'm like, okay, I need to go back and really check out some stuff. This is bad. A lot of my childhood and life is affected by this. That's crazy.
Yeah. And that's the thing, it's definitely, it's not political either, because it is across the board on both sides kind of deals. And this guy, he just had his hand in all of the big the big money makers and the big influencers of the time. So it didn't really matter which side to run, I think. So
Yeah.
All right, let's go to some ICE stuff. Alex Pretty's death was ruled a homicide.
I mean,
we
water is wet.
We knew it was a homicide, but honestly, still kind of surprising to me that they ruled it a homicide.
I really felt at the beginning they were going to spin it in some way that was going to keep it.
They tried.
But no matter how you looked at that, no matter what video you saw, I mean, even if 5 minutes before that he had been waving his gun at them, the fact that he walked up to him with that camera and then can't remember how many it was, like 6 or 8 people dragging to the ground, and then that was homicide. And there were multiple people.
And there's another video that initially I thought was AI, that of him attacking an ICE vehicle, kicking a taillight about a week and a half prior. To me, that doesn't help the matter.
It doesn't.
To me, that's like, hey, wait a minute. You're that guy. All right. Yep.
Exactly. Like they wanted, this was released by Republicans to be a smear campaign to make people go, oh, look at this guy. I mean, nobody really necessarily thought this was his first rodeo and to ICE. But what this does, as Braden is saying, is it looks like it's premeditated at that point, because you have, he's having confrontation. He's spitting. I don't think he's spitting on anybody. He's just spitting and he's kicking a tail out. They tackle him to the ground. I heard about a broken rib. I don't know if that was actually true, but yeah, the video is real. Snopes says it's real. It's authentic, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't. I mean, well, there's some people that used it as a talking point. Republicans, sure, Fox News, okay, but at the same time, most people just looked at that and said, okay, and what does that got to do with the prostitute in China or the next week when they literally killed him?
Yeah. I had a conversation with a guy I work with who he claims to be anti-Trump, but I think he's so anti-left, he loops all the way back around. And
Was that the Centipede movie?
But he was talking about like how if you put yourself, he didn't advocate Renee Good or Alex Pretty dying, but if you put yourself in those types of situations and ease of the belief that Renee Good was trying to hit the officer, I said, no, I'll disagree. And, that Pretti was resisting. I'm like, was he though? There's like 6 or 8 guys. Like, was he resisting? And I said, why are they wearing battle fatigues and masks? And he's like, because they're being harassed and spit on. I'm like, okay. And he's like, apparently they're not doing that many raids, or they're not deported as mass. Like, then why the fuck are they there? It's if I was the mayor of a city, and I would, and I knew ICE was coming in the current climate that we're in. Yeah, we know about the Somalis. That's the hot button issue. Whatever. If you do have troublemakers, criminals, what have you, attempt to work with them. Give them a list. Say, go after these people. Here's where they're at. Obviously, that's not happening, and it is awfully convenient that the governor of Minnesota ran against Trump in the last election. Sure, that has something to do with it.
He's not petty, though.
No, never. And there's obviously, the same gentleman was talking about, I'm sure those protesters are being paid. So that's coming back out again.
Crisis actors.
Yeah. So, and it just blows my mind at the mental gymnastics that some people will go to justify this.
It's almost like there's a discombobulator.
The
Yeah.
discombobulator.
Yes.
I can't talk about it. What is a
And
discombobulator?
And the same gentleman even had the audacity to say, well, if anybody's being fascist, it's the left. I'm like, and I kind of gave him the dog turning the head look, and like, how? And he's like, well, if you don't like transgenders, shut up. Fuck you. If you don't, or if you're not down with the LGBTQ community. I'm like, really? That's, do we need to go through the 14 points of fascism again? Because we've done it on this show before. And I think we can make more correlation to the current administration, probably even more so now.
Yeah. I mean, he has a talking point, and his talking point is the extreme left. Those people that are on Twitter saying, respect me or else. But to say that as a whole,
Yeah.
and again, like you said, the whole step by step of everything that the left does has nothing to do with fascism. So.
Name me a Democratic president, or fuck that. Name me a president in general, prior to now or prior to Trump's first term, in this first year, that has done the type of shit that he's done.
Yeah.
And
Even Tricky Dick wasn't as tricky.
Nixon walks so Trump can run. So,
Yeah, that's rough. So a reporter was talking to J.D. Vance about the Alex Pretti situation and how they were framing him to be basically as a domestic terrorist, and saying like, well, now you backtrack, and they're like, well, do you want to apologize to the family? And he's just like, what for?
Yeah.
I mean, just they never can give anyone an inch of anything, like they can never say we were wrong. They never say it, it's the confidence of that's the only reason that people follow them, is because they never back down, which is not a good thing when you're literally in the wrong.
Yeah.
But they'll never say we did something wrong, because in their mind, I guess they didn't. So there were some videos shared of back in Minnesota. Obviously, there was more things that happened. A disabled lady got pulled out of a car, and they literally like busted her windshield or window out, and pulled her out of the car, doing all this stuff. And she testified before Congress and like pretty much went through it beat by beat, and it was pretty horrific. I mean, this lady was just trying to get somewhere. There was protesters and stuff. They basically said, get out of the car, right? And just grabbed her and like she said, they were grabbing her, different ones, and then all of a sudden one produced a knife, and she's like, "Oh my god, I felt like they were going to kill me or cut me," and like they used it to cut the seatbelt off her, but it was like, and they're dragging her around and doing all this stuff, and it's like,
in that situation, when you saw a knife,
yeah,
you would think you were going to get hurt.
Yeah.
You know? Why else? Yeah, they just broke the window and pulled me out. Like, there's no way they're going to hurt me.
yeah, exactly. These guys are
They're obviously
about
really
it.
friendly. Yeah.
Maybe we're going for crumpets.
Yeah. No, I would have been scared for my life too. At that point in time, if I had a gun on me, I would have tried to have grabbed for that thing and been shot. Would have been terrified.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. That's the whole thing with Renee. Good. You know, the whole thing about the guy going around the car. No, she didn't even. She was seeing these guys over here coming at her, yelling at her. She got terrified. She got scared. She's like, "I'm getting the hell out of here," and leaves. And that guy just happened to be there. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
A terrible situation. So in January alone, and this number may not even be accurate, but when I said it to you, it was they killed at least 9 people in January alone.
Wow. Yeah, I have not heard that. That's
Alone.
wow.
Yeah, pretty crazy. Pretty crazy stuff. Now, last thing about ICE was these camps that they have pretty much all over the U.S. now. A lot of. I don't like when you talk about camps. It reminds me of something. I can't put my finger on it, but Braden, what do you got about these camps?
Yeah, we knew about the one, and I thought it was inactive, Alligator Alcatraz. I forget where the article said these other camps were, but there's a handful, and 70,000 detainees, and I'm sure the conditions are not great, but I guess I just question, what are we doing? I mean, okay, you go back to Obama, deported more people than Trump did in his first term, or even this term, and did it without all the bullshit. So, I mean, I'm not saying perhaps the Biden administration had a little bit of a turnstile system. Okay, I don't know if it was 20 or 30 million. I don't know if those, but okay, perhaps there was something that needed to be cleaned up. But I don't think you go completely on the other side of the spectrum to a fucking Gestapo police force. And also, let's be clear, of those 9 people, 2 of them were white U.S. citizens. So I question if your goal is immigrants, illegal immigrants, then again, what are we doing? Like, I can't fathom what the goal is here. I mean, I think I have an idea what the goal is, but still.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, you look at all the people that they've deported out of the U.S., right? I don't know what that number is, but that number is up there.
And where did those people go?
Well, obviously, as we saw with that 60-minute interview, not in good places.
No.
Not in good places at all.
And that's the ones we know about.
That's what we know about. Yeah. That's the ones that came forward afterward. But as far as these people being held in the U.S., are they being held until they go over? Are they being held indefinitely? I mean, what is the deal?
And what are they being held for?
What are they being held for?
Yeah, okay, you're here illegally. I'm sure there's some that are here illegally, but I do not buy that they all are.
Right. Probably not. Probably someone just looked at them the wrong way.
And on the topic of immigrants, so that's the big selling point, right? That immigrants are the cause of all of our issues, and they took jobs, and they're murderers and killers and this, that, and the third, and they need to go. Meanwhile, like we were just talking about with the Epstein Files, we have millionaires, billionaires, celebrities that are doing this heinous shit. Aside from that, tax fraud, money laundering, just every crime imaginable. But no, it's these immigrants. That's your issue.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a president that sues his own country. That's not that is
Yeah.
That's on the up and up. I think.
Or that has Saudi princes invest in his Bitcoin.
Yeah, I think it's just the immigrants.
Yeah.
They're the problem. You know,
Obviously.
it's a sticking point, right? You have to have an enemy, and this is the enemy that he has chosen to focus on to divert from all of the shit that he's doing, right?
And to further separate people. Like
Well,
the rhetoric is
right.
just to keep making us look the other way and at each other.
Well, sure.
But no, I definitely get what you're talking about. It seems like they don't understand the irony of the situation.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like you're telling me you're out here trying to grab bad people, and you're the bad people. You know, I think.
I mean, Fox is certainly in the henhouse at this point, I'm sure.
Well,
so I think that's been the case.
Well, I mean, just look at look at that disabled woman who's driving in a car. Is she a menace to society out there? I mean, you know,
domestic terrorists.
And again, these are just the ones that get caught on video.
Yeah.
Imagine the ones that come around a corner, nobody's there to film.
Yeah.
What happens to those people? Probably never see them again. Scary stuff. Speaking of ICE again, there was a protest. I guess some teenagers were out protesting against ICE, and a MAGA man in a MAGA hat tackled one of the teenagers, and then got a beatdown from a bunch of teenagers.
I missed that.
And then went to jail.
I think there's a term for it. The kids like to use the abbreviation FAFO. And he certainly fucked around and found out. So another piece of good news this week to go with the cancer thing. So these people, want to be I've seen TikToks and different videos of people of this group that just give the word. We'll go door to door and we'll get rid of all these nasty liberals and blah, blah, blah. And they want to play badass. But
Well, because they feel like they have the authority to.
Yeah.
I mean, if ICE can do it, so can I.
Yeah. And there's a lot of ICE that are this group. So
Yeah.
no, I was this brought a smile on my face. So
Well, you mentioned TikTok. Speaking of TikTok got switched over from
oh
independent to conservative now, and apparently a lot of people have left it. Apparently, a lot of the stuff, like you can't DM Epstein and other certain buzzwords gets flagged. So obviously they're trying to control the algorithm of it. Which we knew was going to happen anyway when the guy who owns Paramount took over. And so, and that's just the whole point of it. The whole point was control. You are one way and you want everybody to think like you think. So we're going to take this device, which apparently was really good at getting the word out to the young people, the TikTok was.
Yeah.
And obviously now that's really being heavily monitored and swayed. So I don't know how many people stayed, how many people left. Obviously something new may pop up anytime, but I don't know. It's wild. It's wild.
Well, we are old, so there's probably already something out there, and we just don't know about it.
It's probably been out for a week. Yeah. Right. All right. So the thing about with ICE, obviously we had the thing with Alex Pretti, and then it was about guns because they were saying, well, he had a gun, this is a wild one because the Democrats have always been the people that we've been like, whoa, guns, but now the Republicans are like, whoa, guns. Trump says, bring a gun to D.C., you go to jail.
Okay, I missed that one, but
That's what he says.
Janine Pirro? She used to be on Fox News, so of course she got a cabinet position. Forget what the hell she is, but she was actually back on Fox News talking, and I reiterated this. And it's insane to me. I mean, they have trampled on every other fucking thing in the Constitution. And I don't know. I thought their entire party was built on the Second Amendment.
Well, there are a lot of people that's their big foothold.
Yep.
Is that Second Amendment. That's one of the big things. And so for the NRA to be like, hey, Trump, whoa.
You ever think maybe he thinks he's got this momentum right now with everything that he's been able to pull the wool over around? He just thought he could slingshot gun control real quick.
Well, if I remember right, in his first term, somewhere either on the campaign trail or when he was elected, and I'm paraphrasing, but it was something, I forget what the context was, but he did make the comment, take the guns, due process later, or something to that effect. So this is something that has been floated before, but to your point, Matt, he probably does think he's just fucking bulletproof, no pun intended.
You knock down all these dominoes. Let's take it one step further, and a lot of times momentum is what takes us there. I mean, once again, I'm not saying that he's trying to be like this, but if you look at how they talk about how the Nazi Party spun up, like it was all about momentum. And I watched something that I thought was really interesting the other day, and they were talking about, how many people were just non-actors versus those who were active, and it was staggering because it was only like 7% of people, who did this, and because a lot of people didn't act, and it makes you think, like, if we continue to look like we're going down that road, we can't just sit and not act at that point.
Yeah.
It's
well, the whole Second Amendment, again, paraphrasing, but I think it's to something to the effect to protect against a tyrannical government.
Yeah.
So
that was the NRA's stance. We have to have these guns in case our government gets a little touchy-feely. We don't like that. Which now we're like, okay. So now that turning point is a little bit, but I think to your point, Matt, I think he is trying to see how far he can push things in any direction to see how far he can go. But remind me again now, he says, bring a gun to D.C., go to jail. Those January 6th rioters, did any of those, by the way?
No, they got pardons.
I know, but did any of those have guns?
Yeah, I think a few of those guys had guns.
Did they have any guns there? I was wondering because I thought that might have.
And let me clarify something. I said that if things continue to go the way that we're going, that we'll have to take action. I don't mean violent action, so I don't think that I'm talking about go grab a gun and do something, because that's never what I mean.
Yeah.
But I think we may have to take to the streets and
dancing in the streets.
If the choreography gets it done, I'll be more than happy for it. Grab it.
Yeah. So again, people who love their guns. I mean, how can you go along with this new rhetoric that they're saying, which is like, oh, you shouldn't have a gun. You can't bring a gun to a protest, which is not true. There's no law that says that. Bring a gun to DC. I mean, there's, especially in these open carry places, there is no law about that. But they're trying to frame it because it's working against them. But that's the only point of it. But there's people who are dead set about that Second Amendment, and I don't know. It's a wild, tricky card to play. I think.
Yeah.
What about Trump hanging a pic of himself and Putin in the White House palm room?
Close to Valentine's Day.
True love or
true
what?
love. It's that. 'Tis the season. So
missed that one too.
Well, he's denied it for so long, but then here we are with a sweet little picture of them together that he chose to hang up in the White House.
Let me guess, it's in a gold frame.
I believe it is actually.
I'm sure it is.
Because everything must be gold.
It has to be. Again, he just spells it out for you. I mean, he'll lie about things, but his actions a lot of times will tell you, and sometimes it's words, but he will do something because he's not really good at maintaining, I don't think. So he'll do something, and this is one of the things, like, he probably didn't think he was going to raise an eyebrow, but everyone's like, what the fuck? Big thing about Trump these last 2 weeks was the polls, was the election stuff. Now, we've talked about this before. I've said my piece about it already. I mean, this is not nothing new, but he's bringing it front and center because he knows what's going to happen. He knows if there is a free and fair election in the midterms, there's a good chance that they're going to lose the House, probably even the Senate, possibly. And then it's game over for this whole big charade that he's been going on. Because right now, everybody that has power is on his side, right?
Yeah.
So if that goes away, I mean, he's said himself, if we lose the midterms, I'm going to get impeached. Yeah, you are, buddy.
Yeah.
So in order for that not to happen, he's going to do everything in his power. And the thing that he wants to do, okay, now here's the thing that I thought was wild. Bondi tells Minnesota mayors, give us your polls, your data on it, and we'll pull ICE out of Minnesota.
Yeah.
Braden?
Now, to play devil's advocate, because I thought long and hard about this, that, okay, perhaps they're wanting to see illegal voter registration. Perhaps. However, you're quite literally just, okay, Joe Schmo, he voted Democrat. Jane Doe voted Democrat. Okay, need to target him, her, and so on and so forth. So while you
had
may
a flat tire on election day.
so
I couldn't get to the polls.
exactly. So while you may want to frame it to where we got to get these illegals, I think there's a more insidious thing bubbling beneath the surface that you want to target the legal voters.
Yes, absolutely. It's not just there. Obviously, he got certain states like the good old Tennessee gave him full access to all of the information of the voter polls.
Thanks, Billy.
Hey, Billy. I call him Little Trump Jr. And then they raided Georgia. They said it was for the 2020 election. Still on that shit.
Don't know where the fuck they took him either.
And that's the thing.
They just took him.
There's
Probably
no
tomorrow I'll
transparency.
get him in the bathroom.
Yeah, more likely.
Dancing in a cage. Sorry. They took that one too far.
But no, he says he wants. Well, I don't. What was the term that he used? I don't remember exactly what he was saying, but he wants the nationalize the elections in at least 15 places
that happened to be blue.
Well, that was random.
Random.
I was throwing darts at
California, Minnesota.
It's a pretty bit of darts. Yeah. So obviously, that is really the main goal here is for him to be able to control the election, to be able to sway it, however way that's going to be. Again, if it's talking about keeping people out of the polls, messing with the polls once they're all done, I don't know exactly, but Bannon says ICE is going to be at the polls to intimidate people, basically. I mean, again, I'm sure the frame is make sure there's no illegals, but really it's to make sure we scare the shit out of you.
Well, and just if they're acting this way, at the polls there's going to be a lot of folks who are Spanish heritage, all other nations that come in because they are legal to vote here.
Right.
They're second generation, and things like that. And that's one of the worries that I have is eventually that's going to be something else that they're targeting.
Well, they're already trying to end birthright citizenship.
Yeah.
So,
which is in the Constitution as well. But I feel like that's becoming a relic of the past.
I don't even know if the Constitution's real.
I am beginning to wonder.
Well, they did teach about it in those books that I had in grade school, and most everything else that I've read seems to be bullshit.
So apparently, and our buddy who chimed in earlier, Mr. Cliff, sent me this, and I can't remember if I sent you guys this. Do you remember McGraw Hill? The books that I'm almost positive.
Oh, yeah, the actual
The textbooks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I can't remember right now the full thing, but Ghislaine Maxwell's dad had a hand in that, and they wanted to control the entire U.S. education system by teaching them a certain way and things.
And he's supposed one of the tied to Israel. Like he's like
there's an Israel piece to this whole. I know we keep coming back to Epstein,
Right,
but
right.
it's everywhere.
No, it's true. Yeah.
Well, it seems to be this huge circle or spiral, I guess.
Yeah,
it is.
but yeah.
Keep
Anyways,
spinning out.
No, you go ahead with Israel. There
Yeah.
was obviously the ties that Epstein had
Yeah.
with Israel that sort of bankrolled the whole
But
operation of
Ghislaine Maxwell's father apparently was part of that too.
Yeah. And it's wild that he kind of funded the textbooks that we all grew up on, because I don't think they were all McGraw Hill, but I do distinctly remember.
I think I recall that name.
Yeah. I don't know if it was a math, a social studies, or what have you, but I remember those books, and I'm like, wow. And to what you brought up earlier, what we were taught in school, we're finding out now, 20, 30 years later, may have not been accurate.
Yeah.
And that kind of, you start connecting dots and you come up with a lovely picture.
Yeah.
So
our education system may not be the best.
I think it's meant to make us think a certain way. And I guess when you're trying to teach the narrative of serve your country, I guess that part kind of makes sense, but I think I would. No, I won't even say that right now. I'll just shut my mouth before I say more than I should on that one. But I hope you guys get the gist. I feel hoodooed all the way around.
they love uneducated people.
Yeah.
That is a quote.
I mean, which is unfortunate, because I feel like if you actually had a country that had knowledgeable people, things could get done and a lot, but they don't want that, right? But I'm saying, like, there could be such a broader things happening that they would be able to produce and use. But yeah, like you said, they don't want that. They want a number of people that they. I mean, like he was saying earlier, a few months ago, he wants to bring in the Chinese people because they have more talent than they do.
Yeah.
So anyway, moving on. Homeland Security wants they want tech companies to give up the data about Trump critics.
Wow, I missed that one too.
Again, what do they need that for?
They can already read our lips apparently. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another frightening thing. I mean, I can't wrap my brain around it. Yeah.
Well, it makes you think. If you ever take a survey or it's like anything where it's like, did you vote in the election? Are you a blah blah blah? I mean, all that stuff that's being filtered to obviously potentially go toward against you.
Yeah.
So.
And going back to the previous episode with the license plates and everything, there is a database of some description, thanks in part to that good old Patriot Act, because that was kind of the first domino that started all this nightmare. And, I'm sure we're all on it in some way, shape, or form.
Well, that, and now obviously with the big tech companies. I mean, Zuckerberg, obviously, let's face it, now he's very compliant with his whole new administration.
Yeah.
So there's no telling what he's doing.
Oh,
And the others as well. So, it's very scary. So Don Lemon and another reporter got arrested for reporting.
So I have heard some, I would say, conflicting reports, but so they were at a church, is that right?
There were protesters at a church. They were going into the church because apparently, I don't know if it was true or not, but allegedly the pastor or whatever, minister of the church was helping ICE or involved in ICE, associated with ICE somehow.
It's a good Christian thing to do.
Yeah.
A very Christian thing to do. So they were protesting, and so they went into the church while it was in service. Don Lemon was there reporting it, and another reporter, and they went in with them, and then
Got detained.
well, not at that point. No, not then.
Not then. Okay.
No, it was way later on. They went and captured him and took him to jail.
Yeah, that's insane.
I mean, think about what we're saying.
Yeah.
You know, with the Trump critic thing, and now this, it's like very North Korea-ish. Like, seriously,
Yeah.
you do not speak out.
Yes, it's true. That's it.
Everything is fine. Everything is great.
Right, exactly. Everything is great. That's what he tells them. We hear that all the time, don't we? Oh, America's so hot.
Red hot. So it's wild. I mean,
I fell into a burning ring of fire.
yeah.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't report the news, I mean, as an impartial or whatever, like, it doesn't matter. I mean, all this does is it tries to deter people from doing these things, from reporting the news, from actually going into anything like that.
And I hear a lot that it's the media. Well, the media spins this, the media spins that. Well, first off, if I'm not mistaken, the top-rated cable news network is still Fox News. You have a whole ecosystem of podcasters and influencers. Your Ben Shapiro's, your Dave Rubin's. Well, Charlie Kirk was one who was pretty big. They're all conservative. So I don't buy that it's, well, the media is just out against Trump. I think it's just everyday folks are like, because of social media, everyday folks are kind of getting through the noise and like, no, shit's not really that great.
Yeah.
And despite their best efforts to control the narrative, there are, for now, other tools at our disposal that allows us to see what the man behind the curtain, so to speak.
Speaking of the man behind the curtain, Trump pooped his pants in a meeting.
It sure wasn't AI.
Well, it's unverified, but there was a meeting. He was there. They did end it abruptly.
I watched the video several times because it is an audible sound, and I was like, was this added in post? Like, but it was weird because I don't even remember what they're talking about. He's blabbering on about something, and then there's a lady behind him that kind of does this, and like a few seconds later, they're like, all right, we're done. And the reporters were still actively trying to ask questions. And they're like, all right, we're done, get out. So it does make me question. I'm like, maybe he did shit himself, because that's been a thing. He shits himself.
He's an old man.
Yeah, and I feel like that was an issue 4 years ago. An old man at the helm who didn't know he was in the world and rambled and supposedly slept through meetings.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm crazy.
Every time I see his eyes close, I think of that. My brain just repeats Sleepy Joe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like, okay, like whatever.
Yep. So you come up with the great healthcare plan. Braden?
I wanted to like this. I still don't know a ton about the plan in general. I'm not going to completely do what he would do and that shit all over it. But I'm just going to wait and see, because I feel like there's going to be a catch, or it's going to be fucked somehow.
there may be some really great things in there.
Hopefully.
It's going to be the things that are worded in a way that screws everybody. That's going to be the big part. So for the first 4.5 years, it's going to be these great things, and then there's going to be something there that says on X date in this arbitrary year, all of a sudden everything are 4 times the cost. You know, and I don't know, I'm saying verbatim that's what it's going to be, but it's going to be something that negates all the good.
The one thing I did agree with was price transparency. Like if you're going in to have your foot cut off for whatever reason, maybe you want a robot foot, but you'll know the cost up front.
Yeah. I mean,
that's cool.
Yeah. No, that is good.
I don't know. Again, I've not read all the specifics, but I did see that. So I'm like, okay, that's not a bad thing. At least I know it's going to cost you $50,000 to get a robot foot. Cool. So start saving now.
Go gadget foot.
But the biggest problem is without any sort of regulation from the insurance companies and the healthcare facilities, you're still going to get charged an arm and a foot.
Arm and a foot.
You know what I mean? You're not going to be able to. It's not. I mean that's just what I took away from that sort of system. Has to be totally overhauled in order for the Americans to actually be able to go to the doctor when they want to or when they need to.
Yeah.
As opposed to just let me put this off until I actually have to have it because I can't afford it.
Yeah.
So again, we'll see what happens, and I'm sure before it gets implemented completely, it's going to be called Trump Care. Okay. All right, Trump X, real fast.
Trump RX. So talking to another gentleman at my workplace about this, and he was going on about it, and I'd heard about it a few months ago, and I was like, the way he was describing it, I was like, it sounds a lot like Good RX, which is already a thing.
Yeah.
So, come to find out, it essentially is Good RX, but just with the gold-plated Trump name slapped onto it. Good RX basically is the price algorithm. I don't know the proper terminology, but they're doing the pricing, and you go to Trump RX, and that's Good RX prices in a lot of cases. So,
okay,
cool.
But it never went away though.
It didn't. You can still use Good RX.
So it's literally just slapping the name on.
If you want to be a patriot, damn it, you use Trump RX and get your medicine the American way.
I am working on getting the bridge. Maybe I'll just have them gold plate Trump across the top.
There you go.
I think I should be able to get a cabinet seat after that.
That is sexy. All right. Trump says he's willing to give some money to the New York City if they put his name on some more buildings. This is where we are. This is really the whole point of the presidency, isn't it? Just to spread the name Trump everywhere.
Yeah. Trinkets. I've been talking about trinkets a lot over the last few.
More prizes.
Yeah,
more
prizes. Yes.
Jangly keys for the baby.
Yeah. Kind of wild that that's sort of an ultimatum. If you want money, I gotta get it. We gotta barter here and give me some Trump things.
It's kind of an odd quid pro quo.
I've always heard he's the master deal maker, and I'm just like, kind of a one-sided deal maker, dude. Like, yeah.
Do what I want.
Kind of imagine him looking in the mirror like, oh crap! I lost the name at the moment. Silence of the Lambs, Buffalo Bill.
Oh, Buffalo Bill.
I'd fuck me.
I'd put my name.
I can see that. Unfortunately,
Now I've got
unfortunately, I can see that.
Jesus.
Last thing about Mr. Buffalo Bill Jr. or Senior is he now has control over 50,000 federal workers. So basically now he has the ability to say, "You're fired," at the drop of a hat. Now, you think this doesn't put 50,000 federal workers on their toes? And
Well, I mean, when Elon was in there last year, fucked up on ketamine, messing about, they basically did the same thing. So,
well, I know, but these are actually ones that are still there that can.
Yeah.
They're probably not the position's going to go away. More likely, like they'll just get replaced by some.
sick.
But yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or AI.
Or AI, yeah.
But so basically, it's just more bow down to me or else. Like I have the power in the palm of my hand to do what I want to with
Yeah.
you. Why the president has this power
Yeah.
doesn't seem necessary.
There's supposed to be this thing called checks and balances.
I heard that once upon a time.
Yeah.
Read that in the McGraw book.
Makes sense. Obviously, it's not true.
Yeah. So, again, nobody's stopping this guy. Nobody. It's just gimme, and go. That's it. And that leads us to where we are with the Doomsday Clock. You guys ever followed this Doomsday Clock thing before? Ever heard of it?
I hear stuff like this when it's closer to midnight. Always makes me think of the Watchmen.
It's a weird sort of nerdy thing that they came up with many years ago. I think during the Cold War era. I think, but yeah. So every year they kind of see where we are, kind of like in our own self-destruction of the planet, where we could be. And so the Doomsday Clock is closer than ever now. It is 85 seconds to midnight. So it went up 4 seconds now because of everything that's going on in the world. So we're doing something. Yeah.
It's that momentum.
Yeah.
We're keeping the momentum.
Yep.
Absolutely.
No, that tracks. I mean, we've got a whole another 2 years of this shit.
Well, we've got the crazy stuff going on here. We got AI doing all kinds of weird shit. We got Putin threatening nuclear weapons about every other day. I mean, it's just kind of a constant.
Iran's out there lurking, doing
Yeah, sure.
Israel doing their thing.
Yeah.
Everybody, it's a gigantic game of risk, and we're all just board pieces. So
there we go. Getting close. All right, that's all I got, guys. You got anything else?
I don't think so.
One other thing that I read, once again, may not be right, but I guess Green Day is changing some lyrics to a song, American Idiot, when they play it live.
It's going to be a part of a MAGA agenda.
Yeah.
They've been doing that for a while. I think they even did it the first term too. But
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
But I have
didn't
heard
realize
it.
that.
Yes, I have heard it, which makes sense and goes along right along with it. Which they're actually going to be playing at the Super Bowl before Bad Bunny. But nobody's going to be watching that because we're all going to be watching Kid Rock.
Kid Rock,
I've been waiting
Brantley
to
Gilbert. Shinedown was signed up to be a part of that, and they backed out. And I'm glad because I do like Shinedown. And when I heard they were a part of it, I was like, man, but they backed out. So I'm like, okay, you guys do have some backbone.
Maybe you can listen to them again.
Maybe I can. Yeah. So.
All right, well, that's out of 2 weeks.
Yep.
We'll see you next 2 weeks when nothing's going to happen and we'll have nothing to talk about, hopefully. But
See you
anyway,
guys in person
yeah,
for once.
absolutely. Yeah, here we are. Small town minds right here
Yeah.
in a small town right now.
Yeah.
So, all right, until next time. Peace.
Yeah.